I mean, I was really bewildered when the president sought to assure us that nothing would change about the IMF program and it's intact. And he thought that we should be applauding that statement. I mean, this IMF deal is so poorly negotiated. A lot of the obnoxious taxes, which now he says we should describe him as a mate and that he takes no responsibility. All of those obnoxious taxes are contained.
Indeed, today the president had the opportunity to respond to that.
In this negotiated IMF deal, including, many people do not know that the worsening unemployment is because of what has been agreed with the IMF, a total freeze on public sector employment. So I rather wanted to hear an effort to renegotiate this very bad deal. I mean, the financial haircuts that people have been forced to take, pensioner bondholders, the suffering of senior citizens, the middle class is being wiped out. And Professor Bokpin is right. We all have mates, we all have colleagues who are living in droves. I mean, as ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, when you look at the data, you talk to ambassadors, high commissioners, and they tell you how they are inundated, the number of people who are applying for visas and who are leaving and are just disappointed in leadership. I mean, I really, listening to the president today, I could not wait for December 7th because he clearly has no magic wand in these last few months. He has no practical solution. There is no pragmatic approach. He only acknowledges that if you look at his last words, the last paragraph, he says, Mr. Speaker, we stumbled. Who made us stumble? All the crises we are facing, self-inflicted. You have been following us in Parliament. How many times did I not sound the alarm bells about, for example, 20,000 euros on our presidential travels? The National Cathedral project, $58 million. The world's most expensive pit. Today, he couldn't talk about it. He had assured the nation 4 years ago that in a few days, 6 March 2024, he will go commission the National Cathedral project. As we speak, that has become the world's most expensive pit. Virtually all the credible priests, the credible clergymen on that board have abandoned the project. I mean, look at the wastage all over. Look at the dissipation of resources. Not too long ago, we've been talking about...
He's admitting that, yes, we made some mistakes.
Self-inflicted. Mistakes we shouldn't have made. Mistakes that are unpardonable. I mean, look, I am not saying that when we were in power, 8 years living in 2016, we created paradise. But at least, when we were living, we didn't live an economy that required financial haircuts. We did not live an economy that requires a domestic debt exchange program. We didn't live an economy that was declared bankrupt, that was downgraded by Fitch, Moody's, Standard & Poor's, given junk status. We didn't have hospitals crying as they are today that we don't have dialysis machines. 19 people did not die when we were in power. Because
the president said it has done enough in the health sector. He talks about Agenda 111.
Will carelessly not release just 4 million cedis. A government that can spend $12 million on a Japa, $2 million on the SkyTrain fanciful project, which has not been refunded, $58 million on the National Cathedral, $243 million on an ongoing Africa Games. I mean, when Morocco, a few years ago, spent 46 million euros, you take what even Australia did recently by pulling out entirely from hosting the Commonwealth Games, because you're saying that the economy is not in a good place. And you can't even compare their economy to the mess that we find ourselves. So we are where we are because of bad leadership. Look, Ghana has never been in this place. The level of destruction, the level of corruption, the level of despondency, it is just unprecedented. And that is why I am clear in my mind that on December 7, 2024, the Ghanaian people are going to show this government the exit. They will not give President Akufo-Addo a third term by voting for Bawumia. They clearly have to leave.
The president actually has made a very good case for the free SHS. You were a deputy minister for education. I'll come back to you.